Absolutely love them. I mean, GDX and GDXJ, their chart patterns is almost identical. Their performance almost identical. I mean, you can
Okay.
crush them. They're waiting for gold to break out. The interesting thing is that GDX has not performed as well as I expected. Yeah, it went up. It's having a wonderful year, as you know, but not as much as I expected. I prefer to see gold miners, gold stocks in general,
Lead.
lead gold.
Yeah.
So far, it's been it's been following gold. Nothing's wrong with that, but at some point, I think investors will notice, and GDX and GDXJ
Mhm.
will lead gold to the upside, and it should happen soon.
Good morning, Dennis. What's going on?
Hey, Andy, good to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Let's talk about the markets here. What are you looking for this week? Work that out for me and in both the broader markets, equity markets, and then gold.
As far as equity markets, we had kind of a crazy week last week with a lot of reports from Magnificent Seven, all the tech stocks. We had a bunch of economic reports. There were positives and negatives. And as everybody knows, the market was a little overbought, maybe a little overdone on a short-term basis. So we broke through all-time highs a few weeks ago, continued higher, and it was almost nonstop, which is fine. So there were no bad news, no reason to sell. I think what happened last week is a bit of a profit taking because Magnificent Seven, especially, they just got too expensive, way too expensive, and which is natural. It's sort of they're wonderful companies. I looked at the reports; they're fine. Yeah, some guidance. One of them is not that great. The other one is awesome. Things like that. That's okay. It's kind of what I think about the way I think of them and the stock market in general. It's like if you like for example, you have you see a nice car, you love the car, you want to buy the car. That car costs usually $100,000, right? Plus or minus. Somebody offers you this particular car for 300,000. You say, no, I'm not going to pay for it. It's the same car, but you're not going to pay 300. That's where we are. So it's getting a little bit too expensive. What I see this week is the beginning of a range. So the easy money on the upside is probably done. It doesn't mean we're sitting at some kind of important top. I don't think so yet. I don't think so. But I believe that any rally that you see, a day or two or three is going to be sold. Having said that, if you see a sell-off like we saw a couple of days last week, immediately was bought.
Right.
Sort of, I think that's the theme that we'll see throughout maybe the next at least couple of weeks or more. That's what I see, which will lead to that based on a longer term picture, based on economic reports and where we stand, to either a more of an important top, or we just go through this range, however long it takes, and maybe we'll have another run to the highs, the new highs, sort of like that. So as far as stock market is concerned, S&P, longer term valuations is my concern. Valuations are really ridiculous. So we're
Mhm.
approaching levels of 1929, 1999. So from a trading standpoint, it means nothing. From an investment standpoint, however, the returns over the next several years might be miserable.
Mhm.
So, but if you're a short-term trader, valuations is not a market timing tool. But if you look at whether you look at PE ratios, I mean, you name it, it's just too expensive. Going back to my car example, it's just too much. As far
Mhm.
as technicals are concerned, and I look at intermarket relationships and internals, they're still okay. If I saw only seven stocks going up, I'd be short the market. But it's not just seven. There are many other sectors and industries are still doing okay. So I cannot predict like a crash or bear market at the moment. I'm getting concerned, not necessarily immediately bearish, but very concerned longer term as far as valuations. Short term technicals overbought. We're going to see some sort of a range, I believe. If you're a shorter term trader, and I am sometimes, I'll sell the next 3 or 4 days if we rally. But if we sell off, I'll take a look at that sell off, and maybe I'll buy it. That's so it's I'm looking. So instead of your moving averages, if you're a technician, put your oscillators on. I think oscillators will help you from a technical
Got
standpoint.
it.
That's
Okay,
that's
so you just play the range. If you're a short-term trader, play the range here that we're in or going into, and then also look for a breakout either to the upside or to the downside over the next several weeks.
that's exactly right. So don't be a trend follower anymore, or for the next, like you said, next few weeks, probably. So a sell-off, oversold means buy, overbought means sell, in this case. So the trend part, I believe, is over.
Got it. Let's talk about gold here. What are you seeing in the gold market? It's still some volatility, and it looks like we've been in this range here for I don't know, probably 3 months here. Do you see a breakout to either side?
Yes, I do. We got to that high of gold back in April,
Right.
and I don't see it. I can show you the chart back behind me. I don't know if our audience will see it. So we got back to the high in April, and we tested it 3 times.
Hmm.
There's no such thing as a quadruple top. So we saw 4 times we're testing the same level. We sell off. At first, it looked like a bit of a, from technical standpoint, a bit of a triangle. Now it's just a range. So I believe that is going to break out on the upside any moment. And I mean any moment. It could be this week, it could be 2 or 3 weeks from now. And when it breaks out, it's going to go another couple 100 points. So
Wow.
one GLD, 20 points, something like that. I'm very bullish gold for many reasons, for fundamental reasons. We're not going to discuss them right now, but I'm still a little bit bearish on the dollar. Not super bearish. I'm not a dollar bear, but I think the decline in the dollar is done. I don't think we're done yet. So it might be a
Okay.
few weeks, months from now. So, and I think if economic reports are a bit on the weak side, and we saw the revision to the downside from the non-farm payroll. We're not in a recession by any means, but we kind of, it's like a rolling
Yeah.
recession. So we're not knocking the cover off the ball, but we're not declining economically. So dollar is still a bit questionable, especially with still uncertainty about tariffs, and everybody knows that. So I believe gold is still a wonderful investment. You use this particular range as a buying opportunity. So, and it could
Okay.
be any day. I think gold is down pre-market at the moment. Let me check. Yeah,
Just a little
it's
bit.
down just a quarter of a percent. It's not a big deal. But aim, I'm long gold. I would like to be long gold, and I think this top will be broken to the upside, and we'll have another good run. So it's kind of what I was talking about the stock market. I think stock market is about to start some kind of a range, and we'll see how it ends. Gold is finishing this range. It's almost over, and it's going to go to the upside. So
Got it. Well, how do you like the miners here in the GDX and the GDXJ?
absolutely love them. I mean, GDX and GDXJ, their chart patterns is almost identical. Their performance is almost identical. I mean, you can
Okay.
trust them. They're waiting for gold to break out. The interesting thing is that GDX has not performed as well as I expected. Yeah, it went up. It's having a wonderful year, as you know, but not as much as I expected. I prefer to see gold miners, gold stocks in general,
We,
lead gold.
yeah.
So far, it's been following gold. Nothing's wrong with that. But at some point, I think investors will notice, and GDX and GDXJ will
Mhm.
lead gold to the upside, and it should happen soon. So if you gold bull, or if you believe in this sector, I would actually be long GDX rather than gold itself. And I'm talking
Got it.
about a few months. I'm not talking about longer term. I think GDX will outperform this time.
Excellent. Okay. Any final thoughts until we have you on later on in the week?
This week should be volatile, ups and downs. As far as stock market is concerned, earnings are still coming in, and they're coming in okay. So the big ones are done, so don't expect huge volatility. And as I said, sell the rallies, buy the weaknesses in the stock market, and be long gold.
Got it. Okay. All right, Dennis, thanks so much. And we'll have you on again in the next day or so.
Absolutely. Thank you, Andy. Anytime.